Good afternoon from the Red Mic. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing okay today. I am still at my conference and having a good time meeting a lot of really nice folks. Good afternoon from the Red Mic. These messages are life and leadership lessons I picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message: charisma, it factor, that little special quality that makes people drawn to you, or maybe not drawn to you. You ever met people that the minute they walk in the room, it just becomes electric, almost like they're giving off this vibe of, hey, he's the cool kid. I need to go sit at his. Well, back when I played football in high school, my junior year, one of our senior captains definitely had it. He was easily, I mean, he was Mr. Wichita Falls High School. He was he was the kind of guy that he walked in a room and people paid attention. His name was Bill Mercer. I'd known Bill, gosh, since I was in first grade. So I was never intimidated, but I know that some people were, even though he was very approachable, very friendly. But he'd walk in the room and you could just feel the energy change. And it came to him very, very, very naturally. He was very engaging with folks, and just I never saw him say anything negative to another person. And I'm sure that he did. I mean, he was human after all, but he just had this electricity and people could pick up on it. That's charisma. That's the it factor. Well, what was it about him? How was he able to do it? Like I said, he picked it up. It seemed to be just part of who he was. I think you can actually build on that in your own life and make it something a little more of a part of you, to make people feel more comfortable around you, to make you stand out a little bit more in a crowd without coming off as obnoxious or cloying or anything like that. I think it's a skill that you can learn. There's a few things that I think you can do to develop your charisma, and it'll make a positive impact on the people around you. And that's going to be good for you. It's going to be good for your organization. It's going to be good for everybody. First thing I think you've got to do is you're going to make other people feel important. If they feel seen, heard, and remembered, how do you do that? Well, make eye contact with them. Ask them questions about themselves. Remember their names. In fact, study after study has shown that one of the best ways to engage someone is to use their name, and use it often. You're in a conversation with them. You know that their name is Jane. Picked it out of the air. Jane, it's really nice to meet you. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about yourself and what you do there at, the XYZ Corporation, Jane? She talks a little bit. Well, Jane, that's really interesting. What do what's your total, what's your goal there, Jane? Just by, using her name 3 or 4 times, the amount of the connection that you've made with her, she's going to remember you. Other things you can do: pause before you speak. Collect your thoughts. It'll make you appear more confident. It also gives people a chance to finish their thought, and maybe they've got to say something else. Work on your body language. Body language is so important. There's more to body language, frankly, in some situations than there are through actual words. Stand up straight. Make eye contact. Smile. I mean, you'd be amazed how often people don't smile if you're really paying attention. You can be in a conversation with somebody and they may never smile. Make yourself appear more confident and more approachable. Another one: use humor. Humor can be a great way, and even if it's a bad joke, my a study of TED Talks found that humor was a big part of charisma, making people enjoy what you're saying a little bit more. I work for the government, so I quite often I'll pull out that old one in a brand new speech if I'm out there representing the agency or whatever. I'll pull out the old Ronald Reagan thing and I'll say, "Hi, my name is Patrick. I'm from the government and I'm here to help." Of course, people laugh, because they remember that speech where he said the most dangerous words are, I'm from the government. So it's it's using that Ted Lasso bit of humor, make fun of yourself a little bit, make yourself the butt of the joke a little bit, and people are going to laugh and feel more comfortable around you immediately. I'm also a big purveyor and user of dad jokes. Um, my my wife, I think, used to find me funny, and now she just rolls her eyes a lot. Um, which brings up one of my favorite lines from Bruce Almighty. Behind every great man is a woman rolling her eyes. So that's my bride. She puts up with me, bless her heart. Uh, I every day I just don't understand why she decided to stay with me. My gosh. Anyway, but I digress. Don't complain or gossip. Um, People are drawn to positive people, positive outlooks. Complaining and gossiping or just having a general kind of, lemony kind of astringent type of personality, just get rid of that. Be more approachable, be more friendly. Don't complain, don't gossip, and embrace your imperfections. Don't try to hide your flaws. People appreciate authenticity. Another Ted Lasso thing. Ted Lasso was making fun of himself and he said, "Well, look at me. I look like Ned Flanders doing cosplay of Ned Flanders." I mean, that's great writing. It just is. And it's funny and it's memorable. And of course, it immediately caused all of those, you know, solidly stone cold sports reporters who wanted to rip him to shreds. They were laughing and they weren't laughing they weren't laughing at him. They were laughing near him. They were laughing with him. Right. So by following these guidelines, I think you can develop your charisma. I mean, is everybody going to be the life of the party or the one that people are drawn to? No, but again, goes back to one of my very first red mic messages. Be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. Be a little bit better tomorrow than you were today. And that's how you're going to get to personal growth. And I think you can add charisma to your talent stack. Just work on it. Give it a try. You might be surprised just how quickly it can happen, how much more charismatic you can become. And that's today's red mic message. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you'll come back on Monday. Yes, next week is a holiday week, but I am still planning on being here all 5 days, including the 4th of July. Okay, just so you know, 4th of July, it's probably going to be a complete departure. It's not going to be talking about anything workplace related. I'm probably going to be very rah rah America. So if that turns you off, oh well, come back on the 5th. So we are on just about every type of social media out there except TikTok. I don't like TikTok at all. Not going to use it. Not going to do it. Just no, no. We're on X, formerly known as Twitter. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are on YouTube. We are on LinkedIn, and we are on Spotify. Check us out on one of them. Follow us on all of them if you can. If not, follow us on the one that you use the most often. And please share with your friends. That's all I can ask, right? And don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon.